Okay. They are very concerned about the fact that the children that we all belong to, our community belongs to, our kids, they are not having enough nutrition. They need some kind of superfood. And that is exactly what the discussion is about between the hen and the cow. It's all about nutrition, more nutrition, especially for our kids. Thank you so much. I wonder what they have been having for breakfast. Something leading to a superfood. It's a panel discussion which is extremely elite, extremely important, because we have some very, very distinguished members on our panel today, and I'd like to invite them on stage. Mr. Mohon Maiti, Chairman of the National Egg Coordination Committee, that's NECC in short, the West Bengal chapter. Mr. Mohon Maiti, I'm sure we have lots of hands in the room, so could we have a big round of applause. Sir, please, Dr. Dulal Chandra, Vice Chairman, Indian Dairy Association, the East Chapter, IDA East, Dr. Dulal Chandra. Welcome, sir. Apnar bag ta ki niye kothao rekhe debo? I'm very curious to know what exactly is in your bag. Apnake bheroti debo. Ami bheroti debo apnake. Could someone please keep the Principal, National High School. Welcome on stage, ma'am. And I'm sure the first conversation we're about to have with our next panelist and panelists for this very special day session. Actor, mother, and hence our very distinguished panelist, Miss Archana Sinha, founder and CEO. Your body needs, provided you listen to her very carefully. And start. You have your mic. You can use that one. Yeah. What do you have for breakfast? I know it must have been a very rushed one. Could we have Ali sir's? Yes, it's on.
No, it wasn't a rush one. In fact, maybe for the last 20-25 years, my breakfast is 2 fried eggs, double fried. And that's exactly what I had today. I used to have milk and oats, but with age I've developed lactose intolerance. So I'm not unfortunately able to have milk now, but for many years in my life, it used to be oats and milk and 2 eggs.
As a kid, were you fond of milk and eggs?
To be honest, no. But I think my mother used to insist that I have egg and milk, and sometimes I would give in to her demands, but sometimes maybe I would have my way.
Yeah, you never force feed your kids, you don't get your way out of that. Okay, ma'am, I'll come to you. I'd like to know from Archana ji, what exactly did you have for breakfast? If you remember what you had for breakfast, was it a long time ago?
No, it wasn't a long time ago. I had an omelette, some milk, cheese, bread, and coffee. Oh, and fruits before that.
Fruits as well. Okay, that's usually what you take in the morning?
Yes.
Okay, great. Koninica. Aajke breakfast ki khilchi?
Boiled eggs.
Boiled eggs?
Yes. I need 2 eggs every day, every morning. My morning doesn't start without egg. And I love eggs. And I can have egg any point of time, but my age is growing, so I have to cut down on it.
You're aging?
Yeah, I'm obviously
You're not allowed to lie in a public forum. You're aging. You're
and everybody says, like, you can't have egg yolk. I take the full egg.
Yes, I'll probably come to Ananya with this question, about the egg yolk part.
Yes, I take 2 full eggs and I enjoy my eggs. Not my eggs. I'm trying to be
You just took away a line from me. I'll send that score later. Mr. Maiti, breakfast ki khilin. Mr. Maiti, breakfast ki khilin aajke. What did you have for breakfast?
Mainly I have egg producers. Egg to khawai. এটা একটা কমন নিয়ম হচ্ছে এই খাওয়া আমরা আগে ঠাকুমাদের বলি দিয়ে লাগে খাওয়া তারপর নদী খাওয়া তো আমিও খেয়েছি
ডক্টর শের কি খেয়েছেন আজকে ব্রেকফাস্টে নাকি ওই ব্যাগটাতে ক্যারি করছেন ব্রেকফাস্টটা পরে খাবেন বলে মাইক্রোফোন প্লিজ
this kind of sarcastic you may ask.
No, I just wanted to know what you had for breakfast, sir.
Breakfast I had only tea
And with that I came out because I had to come out by 8:45, so I did not take much.
So today was a rush breakfast for you?
Coming here, I just did 2 pakoras and 1 samosa.
2 pakoras and 1 samosa. I thought you were really watching what you're eating, and then you came here and took 2 pakoras and 1 samosa. Good. Meenakshi ma'am, usually at this time, you're in school, right? At around this time you're in school. So what is your usual breakfast routine like?
Usually idli, or dosa, or bread. And definitely milk coffee.
Milk coffee?
Milk coffee.
Okay.
That is must.
Now asking the super professional, Dr. Bhowmick, what did you have for breakfast? You have been writing. The first thing you write on a sheet when you talk to a patient or a client is breakfast. So what did you have for breakfast?
Yeah, I know you have that experience, and I've been harping on having a breakfast. Yes, you cannot miss a breakfast, and yes, I love my breakfast. I had bread, I had 2 eggs, and I have loads of fruits today. And cheese, of course, I love cheese. So covered both milk products and egg.
So this is where I begin, officially we begin the panel discussion. That what is so great about milk and eggs? Imagine this coming from a child in school who wants to know why his mother, essentially his mother, forces him to take some portion of milk and eggs in the breakfast routine. Why do you think it's so important?
See, now we are in an era where we talk about superfood. So, what is superfood? We hear that jargon, but we need to understand what is it. Now, superfood is something which, taken in decent quantity or less quantity also, can give you a lot of things nutritionally at one go. Things like antioxidants, things like anti-inflammatory agents, proteins, vitamins, fats. I'm not going into the scientific jargons, but when I'm talking about egg, I would talk first about. Yes, this is something we all know. We need essential amino acids. That's the protein part that we need, which we cannot produce in our body. And egg has all, I repeat, all 9 essential amino acids. So if you take even 1 egg a day, you know you're covering all the amino acids that you cannot produce in your body. So that's a big thumbs up. And with that also, we also have a lot of other super things in egg. That is, we have choline in egg, which is less heard about, but it needs a discussion because we are talking about children here. And choline actually helps in nerve development or takes care of our nervous tissues. So that way, choline is extremely essential for children, and it is there in eggs. It is also vitamin D, which is essentially important because we are stopping, people from spending too much time in the sun. Because kids are always studying or doing indoor games or doing screen, just watching in the screen. So it is a very different ball game. As we were kids, we used to go out and play. Now playing in the garden is not that common. So we need to give more and more vitamin D from our food than from the sun. And yes, both egg white and egg yolk have protein. So when it comes to a child, please don't delete the egg yolk. Please take both. When we delete egg yolks as a professional, we do it for some clinical reason, not without any clinical factor. Okay? And now if I just give a little bit of hint on milk, milk is again a superfood because the protein is excellent. This is something which everybody talks about, whey protein. Anybody going to the gym would be knowing about whey protein supplements. Why is that so? Because whey protein helps in muscle growth. And muscle growth and muscle development is essential for kids. So milk has to be an essential component in a kid's menu. So this is important, and also vitamin A. Calcium, we all know, it is bone development, so kids need that. But vitamin A rich, milk is rich in vitamin A. egg, and it helps in eye development, it helps in cell differentiation. Means we just have cells. Now, with the help of vitamin A, it is differentiated into what kind of cell they are going to develop into.
That we recognize that both milk and egg are very important. It's also important that we are able to bring a partnership between egg and milk together, so that we are able to give these two ingredients, which are not necessarily very convenient for the mother to give otherwise to the children, because when it comes to out-of-home consumption, both these formats don't necessarily allow consumption outside of home. Also, in terms of storage, etc., there are issues. So, one, how can we bring these two in a convenient format? Second, how do we make it accessible, such that everyone can afford it? It becomes a part of everyday, anytime kind of a snack. So that's the other bit that's really, really critical. And so what we have tried to do, in fact, what I will talk about later when the discussion is over, is that we are coming up with a product actually in a format that is accessible, that's convenient, and that's loved by children. So that even that issue of barrier that children will not like to have egg or milk in the format that we currently give them, even that barrier is broken.
Bhowmick was mentioning about the fact that kids need to understand, or rather parents need to make the kids understand as much as possible about the importance of who always would face the challenge of selecting something for her child. Before I ask you about how well does your child take to egg and milk, I want to ask you, when you were a kid, was it easy to get you to drink milk before going to school?
We are 90s kid. We could never say no. Okay?
Yeah, we never said no.
Na bolle danda borto.
Right.
And we didn't have choice, right? There used to be a cup of milk and 2 biscuits or maybe a piece of bread. You have to eat it.
We were a very tortured community.
একদম সেই জন্য এই যে মারা বড় হয়েছে তারা বাচ্চাদের কথা একটু বেশি বোঝে সেটা করতে গিয়ে হয়েছে কি এখানকার বাচ্চারা লাইক রাইট নাও দ্য জেন আলফা they are very smart, they're smarter than us, okay, they know how to trick your mother, which we never knew. So my mission starts from 5:30 in the morning and every day new mission, okay. So and you know, if you're a mother, you get advice from everybody because your daughter is not eating. She's not eating eggs, she's not drinking milk. Somebody is saying, you know, you can give her ice cream, that has milk. So I'm giving ice cream. Somebody is saying like, okay, make pancake. So every morning I'm making pancake. And you know, it is a mission meal. Around 2:30 in the afternoon, I succeed when I'm at home. But when I'm shooting, 12:30 I call obviously my nanny and ek hi uttor khaini didi, and that khaini, it gives me so much of stress because I know I have to go back home and I make sure that she has to drink milk and 2 eggs. And my daughter is very diet conscious, she never takes yolk, okay. So I have to make plans like how to put that yolk in the potato sometimes in between the sandwiches. So it is a mission for me, and sometimes I act, which I've never done in my normal life. I need to act in front of my daughter. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I bribe her. Jaja psychologist mana kore korte ami shock kore, because at the end of the day, if she takes 2 egg and 1 cup of milk jeta khaye na, now I have started, আমি তোমাকে বলতে পারি আমি কর্নফ্লেক্সের উপরে গুঁড়ো দুধ ছড়িয়ে দিই. She is having the milk powder, so I'm happy she had her milk. So it is a mission meal. Every morning I had to start at around 5:30 in the morning and end around 2:30. And normally I succeed.
Different thing to taste. My next question is for Meenakshi ma'am. Ma'am, what do you think are the barriers in accepting eggs and milk among kids? You've been watching them in school. I mean, they spend such a long span of time in school.
And they can't give egg also, boiled egg also they can't give because it is early morning. So many children, they have the problem of acidity problem, or they don't like the taste and the smell of milk, especially milk and egg. They don't like because of the taste and smell. And next thing is texture. Because some children don't like the liquid state. They want to take everything in a solid way. And then appearance. It plays a great role. Appearance plays a great role. They don't, if you give white color milk, they will not accept it. But you add something to it, make it brown.
Right, you have to camouflage it. You have to disguise it.